Hi everyone, my name is Gabriella and I'm going to be showing you how to do a basic set of acrylic nails. I usually only use acrylic powder or dip powder, but my favorite one to use right now is the acrylic powder. So let me show you the material that you will need. This is just like the basic thing. I'm not going to put a whole setup out, but this is what you'll need. So we have the cuticle oil to push back the cuticles. We have the extra bond to help the glue. We have the nail glue, the monomer, the powder, and I have the clear powder for on top. The filer, I have my electric filer, and I also have my nail tips. Okay, so first I'm going to push back her cuticles. Since she doesn't have that many, I'll be able to just push it back without having to use the cuticle oil. Next, I will file off the calcium and all those oils that are on top. If you don't file these off, your nail is not going to stick and it's going to fall off pretty fast. Since she does have a little bit left of her other nail, I'm just gonna file it off because I don't want to really make her nail too thin. So there you go, that's off. Okay, and after doing that, I will be applying the nail tip and the glue. So next you will be sizing the nail to make sure it fits. This one fits pretty good. I like these nail tips because they do have the little, barrier that helps you know how far you should glue it. These are kind of for like beginners, but I like them myself because they're really easy to file and really easy to use as well. So you will be applying the glue onto the little nail barrier. Apply it. I like to use this glue because it has a brush and it's very easy to apply. Next, you will make sure that you're putting it on and connecting it. I also like to use this extra bond to put it there to make sure it helps prime the nail to make sure that the glue sticks on pretty good. I didn't use it on her because her nails are pretty good. They're already pretty fine. I'll be trimming the nail. I want to get it at a small length only because it is a little harder for her to do anything else with a long length. So first you just move down, you see wherever you size it, wherever looks good. And let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it till there. It's not too small, not too short, but you do see it's a little crooked, so that's when you start filing and making your shape. So what I like to do is I like to stick to square or coffin because it's a little easier to work with, especially when you have somebody with tiny, tiny little nails, like my model here. So for her, I'm gonna stick to square. Okay, and next I am going to start dipping my pen in, well, sorry, not my pen, but my brush. I like to put it first inside the nail. I'll be using the Modelones acrylic powder, color number 55. This is kind of like a glittery peachy color. So first what I want to do is I shake it a little, not too much because you don't want to mess up the powder, but you open it up, you have it ready. You dip your brush into the monomer. Make sure that you press at least 2 times at the edge. Then you'll be able to pick up a good size amount of acrylic. Don't dip it too much because then it'll be very dry, and don't dip it too little because then it'll be very, 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 very liquidy. So then you want to just start moving it towards there. Always try to keep your nail facing down so that way that the liquid, the acrylic, can actually drip down a little bit. So then you start shaping it. This is the harder part because obviously if you have not been doing this for a while, you will not be able to do it so evenly. So I personally don't really worry about having like a big gulp because I could always just file it down. but a lot of nail artists do not like. So I actually thought this color was a peachy color. It's actually just really gold. It's actually a really nice color. It looks really nice if you're gonna go like to a wedding or probably a prom, or just maybe if you like a lot of exaggerating stuff. So I'm gonna continue to add acrylic onto there. Always face it down so it can come up slowly. Either way, like I said, if it comes out too thick your first tries, you could always use the nail drill to make it a little thinner. Okay, your main thing is to make sure that the middle section of your nail is very thick, just in case there's a breakage or anything, it will not fall off. Okay, so after I finish putting on the colored acrylic, I always like to add a clear layer on top just to make sure it like stays put and that the glitter or whatever layer of color you have under doesn't disappear too soon. So the clear one is just easy. You dip it a little, you get a big gulp, and you pass it around. It's kind of like putting on nail polish. This will help it remain intact, and it will help it from damaging its actual color, or if it's like this one, the glitter falling off. I put on the clear coat. I like to dip it a little in the monomer, and I start kind of shaping off whatever shouldn't be there on the sides or under it. And I like to keep them pretty thin, because from the tip at least, so they look a little natural. Obviously sometimes they won't look like that because of the shape they have, or you know, you can just tell they're fake, but the thinner the better in my perspective. And let it harden a little. As you can see, it's a little thick, so I'm going to file it down, but I need to wait for it to harden. So I'm gonna let it harden for at least 5 minutes. Okay, now I'm going to file it down just a little to thin it out from the sides and remove all that extra product, and then you guys will see the final product. So here we go. We're going to add the last, it's the gloss, and this is gonna harden it and make the product shiny. I also have matte if you're into that. And here you go. Here's my final product.